We'll just wait for the viewers to come in.
Don't think we'll get many on a Champions League night, to be fair.
Give it a like.
Not dodgy drivers on the grid tonight, Big C.
Yeah, we've got the likes of AMK, Sooty. I'll be back in a minute.
Evening, hey. If you can, hey, let us know if there's going to be rain forecast for the race.
How are we all? Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, good evening, Haig. Game Freaker. Yeah, it's great to be back at the Hockenheim rink. Just waiting for the final drivers.
Yeah, there's no rush, is there, Big C?
No, I'm just giving a few talking for the stream.
I wonder if you could share the link in the PSN chat.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's possible.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's a bit busy at the minute.
I'm
going to say hello to our viewers here.
Yeah, hello to the viewers.
Yes, and Anthony Haig, Robot Sophie is F1 Sophie.
Yeah, same person.
So it's exciting to see what she can produce. Let's turn vibrations off my phone. Yeah, good evening everyone. Waiting for Xu Ho Finn. So, back at Hockenheim Ring after a year out, I think it's one of the best circuits for league racing.
I do agree with you on that one, Big C. It is, isn't it? Could you get it shared on the F1 Twitter as well, if
yeah, I'm just sharing it in the PSN chats first.
That's fine. Shall I do it on the? Shouldn't say that, should I? Shall I?
Share it where?
On the F1
Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People shouldn't know.
I changed the password though.
Oh, fuck that then.
Because I couldn't remember it, so
yeah.
I had to get it on my new phone. Up to 8 viewers already, and the sharing is helpful. But I think we can have a little rundown of the championship standings. But it's been an exciting FB season thus far, and once again a delayed start. Who needs 8 PM starts in FP when you got 8:10? But in terms of the standings, is Abiodun leading the way on 38 points, joint with AMS. AMS yet to win. Ash Bassett third on 35, struggling in F1, but he won last time out in the way at the Paul Ricard circuit with Tom in fourth. So yeah, Tom's doing really well. One of the cleanest drivers in the F2 league. So great job from Tom. So Brain, Hagen, Joel also in the top 7. So wide open. FP's always a really close league, and there's only 7 points between the top 4 drivers.
No, I agree,
So,
Big C, but I need to say something about, Tom AJ. The man's, had a disastrous race last time out, but he was very unwell. He gave it his best shot and drove incredibly well. He's back again tonight, racing from the luxury of a hotel room. So, perhaps he might order a bit of hotel room service after this race. Should it go well? Maybe off the streets. Who knows? But,
exactly. It is 2018.
He might be a happy boy at the end of this race if things go well, and might just splash the cash. So hopefully, Tom AJ can produce some excitement tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. And Mitch Emery says no swearing, please, Aaron. So
I don't really care about what people like Mitch Emery have to say, to be honest, Big C. It's an FP stream, anything goes. That's the rules, Big C.
All right. Mr. Jack Tyler says, do you think he'll bottle it for a third race in a row?
Well, he's made a habit of bottling races, so if I was a betting man, I'd definitely put my money on him to bottle another race.
All right, lovely stuff. It looks like we're getting started with a quick one from Game Figure. Who do I want to see replace QPR beasts in F1? Well, there's been a couple of names, but Sherry Tupai could be making a return, but no, I mean we'll have to assess the options.
No, but Big C, come on, say
there's
my
not
name.
Too many.
No,
I think Aaron's been offered the seat many times, but he doesn't want it. So I don't know who's going to take the final F1 spot, but hopefully we can find someone. But anyway, on to FP. Obviously, it's a realistic car performance. We're not going to run down through the cars because you can see them for yourself. But, hopefully it'll be an exciting race. But, we've talked about France last time out. Likes of Bugatti, Warren Haig was putting on a show for everyone. Bugatti was a showman last race. Can we see a bit more of that tonight? I think we can.
Yeah, hopefully.
His evening meal.
Oh dear. Yeah, I did love what Bugatti and Haig had to offer. I hope Haig puts on a show tonight. He's one of the most showmanship drivers on the grid. He will put on a show whatever way you can. Battling for 15th, 10th, 1st. That man will battle. He's here to fight this evening.
Yes, indeed. And the Hockenheim with the ultra soft tyres power and the soft tyres, so there's no super soft tyres, so there's a step gap between the tyres, which obviously will add to the spice in terms of strategy. And in qualifying, we'll see who goes for the ultra softs and who goes for the softs.
We'll see who the first one is to come out of the pits. But Big C, I'm going to let you run through them. I think I've got a rice stuck in my throat that I need to.
That's fine, and we've just got a bit of a weather forecast from Warren Haig, and it will be light rain to start the Grand Prix, so I think we're in for an exciting qualifying with everyone out there on a set of ultra-soft tyres. So yes, the Hockenheim circuit, obviously a shortened version from the legendary long Hockenheim, which saw Rubens Barrichello take his first ever win back in 2000, I believe. Yeah, full of great corners, such as the Parabolica, the hairpin, the Sachs curve, when Sebastian Vettel went off. So yeah, a nice combination of long high-speed corners in the first sector, with some tighter, cambered corners in the final part of the lap.
Big C, I believe I'm on board with Fraggle Paul at the moment. I think he does deserve a bit of airtime. Didn't get much last week, obviously a disastrous race, 2 laps down. But hoping to get in the points today. It was a circuit that he'll hopefully be familiar with. Good old Fraggle Paul. So And Big C, you just talked about historic races, but what about historic PSGL races around Hockenheim, especially in the F1 league? What can you remember, around here?
I think we have to go back to season 6. I think yourself say that in the wet conditions on dry tyres, I think. While the likes of me and Red Neville pitted for the intermediates, which ultimately won you the race. But I think it was season 16 where the pole hitter, the race leader Ali K, hit the commentator's car. And that effectively ended his title hopes against
what about
myself.
season 10, Big C? Season 10, there was issues around the safety car start, wasn't there? And, which you were headlining. Bolted
I went a bit too early.
Some may say.
I had to bolt early to get away from the fast starting hearing in the Sauber. But on to season 21, and it's going to be Fraggle Paul to take us through a lap in the Red Bull. Fraggle Paul backs off on a set of purple marks over soft tyres as he runs through the final corner. DRS wide open, flat out as he crosses the line to begin the first lap off the Hockenheim ring. Slight lift into turn one, but he runs slightly. He keeps it on the track, but a little bit wider. I think he didn't take enough curb. You can take plenty of curb into turn one as we come down into turn three. Easy to lose traction, but Fraggle Paul maintains the traction. The Red Bull chassis is great, but I think he was a little bit hesitant as we come down through turn five, also known as the Parabolica. Not to be confused with the one up Monza, but it is the Parabolica. As we come down to the best overtaking opportunity on the circuit, the hairpin into gear one, but Fraggle Paul locks up. Is gear two for Fraggle Paul, hard up for gear one to just get the car tucked in. As we come down, a small kink, a right kink as we come down into turn 8, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium section. He misses the apex once against Fraggle Paul, struggling with the Red Bull, struggling with the chassis through 9 and 10 as we come down to the mobile one corner, a beautiful corner, a great corner. You can feel the G-force on your neck as we come down into the Sachs curve, turn 12, a cambered corner, but Fraggle Paul comes wide again. He's not making the most of this ultra tyre. The chassis of the Red Bull just stops suiting Fraggle Paul's driving style as we come through the final couple of corners. The sud curve round the final corner and to the right with Fraggle Paul in the other side, and it's a 41 for Fraggle Paul, but expect times to come down pretty quickly as it all immediately. Ash best as a 13-2.
And Big C, the what curve? The suit curve. I've never heard that. And I'm on board at the moment with Sutti DCFC. He's encountering some traffic in the form of a Mr. Grumpy. So I think both of these are on flying laps here. Oh, and Sutti gets the braking wrong here, Big C. Lap times tumbling down. Jack Tyler on post. Sophie second. Joliana Manu third. But we are on board with Sutti DFC. So that stands for Derby County Football Club, if anybody wanted to know. So Frank Lampard, Fat Frank as they call him, in the grandstands today, watching this one as Mr. Grumpy heaves it around the final corner. Look at these two. I don't know who does a lap like this, you know.
Sutti's doing what he was. He's going to make a move into time, but no, he doesn't. But it's Ugi Yazin here, and Ugi Yazin in the Sauber is on provisional pole position. A good lap there for Ugi.
You see, there is other people on the lap. I think AMK, I don't know if he's coming to the end of the lap. There's a bit of traffic in the form of a... No, he's gone in. Disappointment. Should we give Tom AJ some airtime? I think he's about to start a lap. Big C?
I'm just trying to scroll through it, Aaron. So
oh, he's gone wide. Never mind. He's gone wide. He's gone off into the gravel. That's first lap ruined. So Tom AJ.
And Bugatti on the medium tyres goes P9 and a 14.2. So interesting lap there for Bugatti.
Big C. That was a delicious lap time. But what about CC Brain, the hometown hero? We need to give some of these hometown heroes, you know, some airtime, such as CC Brain. Abby Oden, you know, obviously has some German links as well, you know, according to my knowledge. But here we go, Big C. Take us through this man, CC Brain. You know him better than anyone.
CC Brain, one of the informed men on the site at the minute, currently arguably fighting for the title, only 17 points off Blizzard at the top of the championship, but he's on the soft compound tyres in the worst car on the field, so I don't think he'll be able to challenge as he goes through the mobile one corner and runs slightly wide. Easy to invalidate the lap as come through the Sachs curve. Sebastian Vettel still has nightmares there. Easy to lose traction, but I think CC Brain's experience. He knows this track. He was at this track as a child, you know. Him and his father in the grandstands as he comes through the final couple of corners. Open the DRS. And then he goes P8 on the soft steering. It's a 14-0 from CC Brain, so
a solid lap. But look. No, it's rubbish. So who else is out there? Big C. JP Greenwood coming back into the pits, 11 seconds off the pace, but Tom AJ surely has to go for another one, another bite of the cherry. You know, one of the men out on the track yet to set a lap time, goes wide again. That's another one invalidated. So Tom AJ having a nightmare start to qualify, and he won't have another set of yellows, so he may need to actually start this race on a set of ultras if he gets into the top 10. He's in a Renault, so he is in a quite a good car. Don't know who else is out there, Big C. I think Ash Best's coming out there on the new set of tyres. Flying Frome in 18th. Should we have a look at Frome?
Yeah, I think Sutty is 7 tenths up on his lap, so I want to see how he ends the lap.
Have a look.
So yeah, Sutty through the final couple of corners. The Sud curve, I believe. Perhaps it's a slightly different pronunciation, but Sutty, DCFC 94 to the line in the Mercedes-Benz. And it's P3. 2 laps on the Ultra Softs though, but obviously it'll be a wet start, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, so I don't... Yeah, you're right, Big C. And why should, you know, Tom... I shouldn't be worried about Tom being on the yellows, you know. The answers are there. to be put on. Give him the start. We'll go on board with Flying Frame now, but is there anybody else you want to look at?
No, I don't think there is anyone.
No, because just talk about Frome. This man's gone through a lot as F2 admin. The mental pressures of being an admin on this site, but particularly in F2, this man is rumoured not to be enjoying himself. Very broken, very fragile. It's affecting his on-track performances. It's affecting, his way of life, Big C. Just talk us through what you know about Frome and his current situation. This man, is not the happiest of men around.
I mean, if I was having the F2 League, I wouldn't be too happy. It's been a baptism of fire for one of the most experienced men in terms of life on the side. So, yeah, I think Frome, hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel for him and the F2 League. But, it's Tuesdays and it is formal performance, so let's focus and enjoy the evening.
No,
so what can Frome do in the Renault?
No, we'll see what he does, Big C. But here on FP, anything goes. We spill the tea, It's where you get all your gossip about what's happening on the PSGL site to the league directors, to the free league directors here. So, we've got a lot of gossip to share about Flying Frome looking to produce some gossip of his own, which he can share with the F2 chat, the F2 league admin, maybe with the GT league. So Frome racing in multiple series as he comes around the final corner in the Renault. Where can he put it? He's been very quick recently, and he goes onto the front row. That's a phenomenal lap time from Flying Frome, Big C. Anybody else out there?
I think AMS is on a lap. AMS in the McLaren Renault, currently P8 on the soft tyres, so I think these ultras surely will put him up with the likes of Ugi Azim and Flying Frome. So yeah, AMS in the McLaren Renault, currently deploying his airs, but runs slightly wide there. I don't think it was as tight as I would have liked. As runs through the Sachs curve once again, easy to lose traction, but I think AMS, he's been around the block, he knows how to navigate qualifying laps, he knows how to get the job done, especially in race trim. But AMS round the final corner, can he take pole position? And it's P4 for AMS. Look how close it is, Aaron. 5 drivers in the .4s.
Oh my god, it is absolutely throbbing at the top of that field. Just look at those cars separated by less than a tenth. But there must be other men out there. What about Abby Oden, hometown hero? In the McLaren Honda, the McLaren Renault, Big C, or the McLaren Mercedes. The engine changes every year with this team. Take us through this, Big C. This man, you got him in the F1 league. Is he doing well?
Who are we talking about?
Abby Oden.
Aaron, I think he's one of the underrated drivers of the league, and he consistently finishes in the top 5, top 6, so he gets the points. That's Ugi Azim, Aaron. They're under fire. Ugi Azim goes to 12.2. But what can Abby Oden in the McLaren Renault? One of the hottest prospects in the league. It's P2 for Abby Oden.
Unbelievable, Big C. A man with such a lack of experience putting it on the front row. So Abby Oden doing himself proud, but there are others out there. I want to have
AMS, Aaron. AMS is the 10th up in the middle.
Fuck AMS
is on course for pole position. It's AMS. P4.
Alright, Big C, there's somebody else out there. What about Asbest?
CC Brain, Aaron. It's CC Brain in front of the home crowd. P8.
3 tenths off. Not bad in the Renault, Williams, Big C, but I want to see Warren Haig. No, I don't want Bugatti. I want Warren Haig. Let Bugatti do what he needs.
Bugatti is further down the lap.
Fine.
Bugatti 1.1 seconds up on his current lap time, so he's on for a low 30, but runs slightly wide, easy to invalidate. And could that be curtains as he comes through the Sachs curve once again? It's a Sachs curve.
You're incredibly obsessed with the Sachs curve tonight, Big C. And I don't think Bugatti's going to be playing that Sachs Fleur-East would say in the charts. But Warren Haig looking to make music of his own as he comes around the final few corners here, Big C. You know this man well. What can he do?
He can do all sorts of Warren Haig, better in the race, he was in qualifying, but in the Haas Ferrari, can he put it on pole? P9 for Warren Haig, but he's only 3 tenths off Ugi Azim.
Big C, Juho Finn, look at him, he's running out of hers, Big C, look at him.
He is indeed, Aaron. Mr. Grumpy's out there on a set of softs, not the ultra soft, so that's quite interesting there for Mr. Grumpy, not opting for the softest tyre. No, I was just looking through. I think Joe is on the mediums here and he's a second down.
That's fine. You've got to give respect to these types of drivers who are fighting for their careers, you know. A wet start can be a massive opportunity for Chuho Finn, but he does need to realise he has to go in and put those ultras on Big C, because this could be a massive opportunity. And does he listen? Yes, he does. The experienced Finnish driver. But Big C, what about Mr. Grumpy?
Mr. Grumpy, Aaron. Yeah, Mr. Grumpy. Oh, P14 on the soft tyres. I don't think he attacked the Sachs curve as you know, as aggressively as he could have, but no, not about that from Grumpy.
Who
He's
else
got
is
to
out
set on
there?
all soft side.
AMK might be starting a lap time, but I think should give AMK a full lap on board. He doesn't usually get much airtime in either league, Big C. He races in, you know, F2
I think
driver.
he's quite underrated as well, quite understated, but I think he's got a lot of pace and a lot of potential.
And above that, Big C, this man's got respect for the drivers that he battles, the drivers that he races. You know, never had a problem with him in F2 so far. I like this man.
Yeah, and I think I've got a lot of time for him, so hopefully he can challenge the front row. He is in a Sauber, and currently Uki Azim in the other Sauber is on pole position, so I think AMK surely will have to put it right up there. He's got the car and he's got the ability, but can he get the time at this legendary Hockenheimring circuit on this Tuesday evening? And yeah, a bit of an interesting line there, and he backs out here.
Yeah.
A very strange line there.
I'm very disappointed in that, Big C, if I may say. But what about Fraggle Paul? This man, oh, Big C, look at where he's gone. He's in the Sachs curve.
Yeah, drivers are struggling with the Sachs car. I think Fraggle Paul I don't know if he's running no assists. I heard he was last week, so perhaps he gets the braking point.
Tom AJ, Big C. Sorry. Take us through Tom AJ, go on.
Yeah, Tom AJ on the ultra soft tyres, but he's 4.3 seconds up on his current lap time, but he's not on a lap time as we come through the Mybo 1 curve, and he runs slightly wide. Could that be curtains for Tom AJ through the Sachs curve? Once again, he's got a little bit of airs as he runs through these next couple of zones, through the final curve, through the final turn, 15, 16 and 17, and he picks C boxes here, and Julian Manu's now out there about to start a lap time, so down in P12, very disappointing.
Shall we talk a bit about Julian Manu, a man with so much experience, you know, so much wealth of experience, a man, you know, who can be considered as a wet weather specialist as well, you know. He's been on the PSGL site for a good part of 6 years now. This man just does not know when to stop racing, you know. It's in his blood, it's in his veins. You know, he thinks about it every day. The minute he wakes up, he's thinking, when is the next PSGL race? This man is one of God's gifts to this planet.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that run through the Power of God was brilliant, using lots of the Ursas, come down into the hairpin. Julian Manu will be looking to take prize with F1 Sophie, Robot Sophie. It's 11.9. A strong lap there from Sophie in the Sahara 4.
Let's have a look. Wow.
But all eyes are on Julian Manu as we come through the stadium section, the Mercedes-Benz stadium section, and he negotiates it very nicely. Easy to run wide here, he can't run wide, he takes a lot of speed as we come through the Mobile 1 curve. Once again, it says yellow flags out there. Joel using a lot of wheel rotation there as we come through the Sachs curve. Fraggle Paul was struggling, but Joel Manu gets the car rotated through the final section of the lap, through turns 13, 14 and 15. Through 16, through the Sud curve for the final time, and it is Julian Manu in the Toro Rosso. Can he take pole position? It is P6 for Julian Manu.
Jesus, the Sud curve really costing him a bit of time. Who else is out there? Big city? I've got to go to the front.
Abiodun's next, P3 currently, but he runs wide at the Sud curve. He runs wide, but Abiodun was looking to take pole position in the McLaren Renault. And it's P3. Can't improve.
Big C. What about AMS? AMS also in the final sector. Some people call him AMS. Nobody knows much about this man sporting the green and yellow helmet. Iconic in F1. He's an iconic fixture in the F1 league. A bit like Stoke City were in the Premier League. But is he facing relegation? Is he facing relegation from FP? What can he do? He's fastest. Pole position. Provisional pole for AMS, Big C. Who else is out there? Jack Tyler, is he on a lap? No, I don't want to see him, Big C. What about Ugias? JP Greenwood currently down in P18 on the soft tyres. Looking to improve him. He's on a personal best. Yeah, and Big C, take us through this section here. What is it? Yeah, here it is. He comes through the curve, and he's come through the Sachs curve again. Went for Sebastian Vettel when I put him. I thought, Aaron's fair play to JP. Oh, did he hit Warren Haig? Oh, and he's like, oh, yes! Oh, yes, there's always a moment. What's happened to Warren Haig? And, the man's going to start his lap with grass on his tyres. JP improved.
Mr. Grumpy's next. Sorry to interrupt Mr. Grumpy through the final couple of corners in the Haas Ferrari. I don't think it's going to challenge for pole position, but can he improve his fortunes? It's P13 for Grumps.
Yeah, we need to go.
The brain, Aaron. The brain. The home hero in front of his home crowd. The brain. Not enough. Not enough.
Oogie Azim as he comes through that Sachs curve. Here we go around the final sector. What can the Rawalpindi Express do as he lags around the circuit? Can he reclaim pole position in the Sauber? AMK goes fastest. Can Oogie Azim retaliate? No, he can't. A moment out of the curve and he can't improve. He cannot improve as he messed up the Sud curve. What about Abbey Odom, Big C? He's out of... I don't know.
Abbey Odom looks finished. Flying Froome, Aaron, will be one to watch as well. I think Flying Froome and AMS. Flying Froome, AMS, and Juliana Manu looks finished to me as well. So I think it might be Flying Froome. No, he's out. He's done.
So who is it? Abbey Odom? Is it, who do we go to? Juliana Manu. Juliana Manu. Brain.
The brain's going again, but Warren Haig's off. Ash Best.
We'll stay with the brain.
Ash Best will be one to watch. But watch the brain through the final part of the lap. Yeah, lots of traffic there for the brain as he comes through the final couple of the Sud curve. The home hero, CC Brain, shucking the car, wrenching the car through the final couple of corners. But it's only P10 for the home hero. But Ash Best, I think, is the only one left to beat Dano. Dano will be 36 cents up in the Mercedes, Aaron.
Dano, I can't find him.
And it's P5.
P5, sorry, I've lost the people. Sorry, Ash Best, he's gone wide. I don't think he's going to improve, Big C. Warren Haig's in as well, so that's not worth.
Yeah, I think Sutty's next up. He's right behind Shuho Finn, though.
Big C, he's finished his lap. The checkered flag is waving, Big C.
The checkered flag is waving for him. Ash Best pits as well. I think we're done. Shuho Finn into the line. Shuho Finn. P17. He beats JP Greenwood in the other Ferrari.
Oh, what a session, Big C, so...
But Aaron, in all that, it was AMK on pole position. I don't know if we missed that, but it was AMK on pole.
No, we did mention it.
Oh.
So
okay.
AMK, phenomenal job, but, who's your star of qualifying after that?
Yeah, fair enough. I quite like Dano's that right in the session. Maybe Sophie as well, very strong from Sophie on her return to the FP League.
Yeah, but... Oogie Azim, putting in a good lap time. I do worry for him at the start, he's not always the best in wet weather conditions. I struggle with Wilson, so we are getting viewers filtrating in at this moment in time, Big C. Not as many viewers as we had last week, but we do have people tuning in for a bit of Hockenheim this evening.
It definitely has. Good evening for the likes of Lickle Blocks, Lewis Malam and QPR Beasts. But it is MK on pole position in the Sauber ahead of AMS and Sophie. Ugyazine recovers to start fourth ahead of Dano. Abbey Odom, the championship leader in P6, flying through. The experience, the wet weather king. I think we'll come on to that on the formation lap in Juliana Manu, Jack Sarda and Sutty down at the top 10 with the brain, the home hero, as well as Abbey Odom. P6 to P11 for the Germans. Haig in 12th, Ash Best only 13th in the Williams, 14th for the Grumps, Fraggle, Bugatti, Joe Finn, JP Greenwood and Tom round out the top 19.
Thank you for that, Big C. Very thoroughly entertaining qualifying session. It kind of reminds me of the championship in English football. That league, Big C, as we see rain coming out, but in the championship, games come thick and fast, and around Hockenheim so do the laps, so it's hard to keep up with it. But yeah, as you can see, darkened skies. I wonder when it's going to dry out. So he did say it's going to be a wet start, but we are expecting conditions to improve. And Game Freak has asked, do I like Belgians? I do.
Don't you have some Belgian family members?
I do, Big C. Live in Brussels, in the French-speaking part of town. Whether their ancestral heritage is Belgian, no, one cannot comment.
So yeah, expected to clear up about halfway through the race. So it'll be interesting to see how long these intermediate tyres can last. But obviously, I think even the formation lap will give these drivers a chance to feel the conditions.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? everybody on the same tyre. So nobody doing anything out of the norm.
So it's the intermediate type. The wet. It does require a certain skill set. I think the likes of Jolie and Manu just have that skill in the wet conditions. I think yourself over the years have performed quite well. What does it take to perform in these conditions?
Well, first of all, Big C, there's light rain and then there's light rain. So, depending on what type of light rain it is, whether it's getting, drier or wetter, you've just got to adapt and manage your wheel spin, where you put your car according to the track conditions and the weather. So, most important thing is stay out of trouble, brake early, get in and out of the corners as well as you can, don't damage the tyres, and just wait to pick up the pieces. Don't force an overtake, be patient. That's the most important thing as we look at Jolyon and Manu, or whatever specialist, a man who knows what it takes to excel in conditions like these, Big Steve. But what about yourself? You've had a mixed bag in wet weather, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's I've never been comfortable in these conditions. You've got to adapt quickly and have a good feel for the brake pedal, especially. And it's just something I've always struggled with. I think there's a couple of games I do quite well, but it's just you've either got it or you're not, and unfortunately I don't.
Well, people are asking questions. Yeah, people are asking questions, but we can't always answer them. So, which will see most carnage, turn 1 or 2? I want to see all carnage at all 3 corners, so I'll be happy with whatever the race produces. Another question: where's Lickle Blocks' mod? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not trusting 10-year-olds with moderator status on my channel. No, I'm kidding. But as we see the cars line up, Big C, look at that, some people angling their car a certain way. The German flags are cheering on Abby Oden and CC Brain, but it is AMK who's going to start from pole position with AMS alongside him and Sophie behind as we wait for the fucking red lights to come up on the screen. Here we go. It's lights out and away we go. I think it's a good start there from AMS. No, AMK gets away well. It's a good start from AMK. So Sophie as well getting away well. But what about further behind? I think Oogie Azim's a little bit out of shape. Under threat there from Dano. So Big C, look at that. You've got cars,
Yeah. All sorts going on, but even it was Juho Finn off in the back line. He went straight off at turn 1, so Juho Finn looked all
Big
out
C,
of sorts in
Big
these
C,
wet conditions.
Oogie Azim! Oogie Azim! Oh, I don't care, Oogie Azim, he's going off on one. Oh, useless. Oogie Azim. Oh, that is awful, Big C. What on earth is that? Look at that, people making contact in the chicane. Oh no. What on earth was that? Hometown hero, Abby Oden. Oh dear, Big C.
An absolute shocker there from Oogie Azim, but here in JP Greenwood up to P13 the Ferrari, but it is AMK leading the German Grand Prix ahead of AMS and F1 Sophie. But yeah, Oogie Azim ran out to be struggling in these conditions as JP's gone ahead. JP side by side with Tom. All sorts going on here for the battle for P12 and P30. I think Tom might have a bit of damage.
Yeah, and Abby Oden, hometown hero, is he going to make a move? JP Greenwood goes wide. Oh my goodness me, people having to avoid him left, right and centre. The man is struggling as we see Big C. Look, it's a Bugatti going off at the Sats curve. Big C,
yeah,
anything else that you can see? AMS is still in the back of AMK.
He is indeed, but Jolie Manu is up to P5 already showing his wet weather prowess. So yeah, great start there, but I think Joel will be looking to close on the likes of Sophie and Dano.
Yeah, but Big C, what happened to Oogie Azim there? What a disappointing start.
Here Mr. Grumpy's off, Mr. Grumpy's off at turn 1. Problems, he's parked up. Mr. Grumpy looks to be out of this German Grand Prix. And it's a safety car. The safety car has been deployed.
Why is he retiring? I cannot believe what I'm seeing. A safety car comes out and Mr. Grumpy, one of the most experienced men in the industry, has retired from the session and the safety car is out. Too much debris out on circuit. An opportunity for people like Oogie Azim to put the disappointing start behind them. But Big C, carnage already. Will anybody go in for a fresh set of boots, do you reckon? Jolie on a minute up to 5th?
I don't think in the top 5 as well, but I think if you're like P16, P17, then it's no harm putting on an extra set of boots. And yeah, here I just got a replay of the start. It looked like Ugi Azim and Abiodun collided at the start. So, bit of a disaster there for Ugi Azim, but at least the safety car is out.
Yeah, it's out, and we're happy to see it come out, aren't we, Big C? You know, it's what we need. You know, you need to slow things down around a circuit like this. What will Warren Haig be thinking? Would he take a gamble and go for the full wets? You know, this man has done weird things in these types of conditions.
Yes, but I think he'll be saying for a bit of intermediate. Look, he was about to dummy people in there, but he decided to start. I saw some team radio from Mr. Grumpy. Mr. Grumpy giving some team radio, and he reports JP for 2 weeks in a row at Turn 1. Ridiculous, says Mr. Grumpy. So Mr. Grumpy not happy with JP Ringwood.
Yeah, and we're seeing Bugatti pit here. Is he going in for a fresh set of enters? It might not be a bad idea considering where he is on the grid. If he can come out in front of Juho Finn, he would only lose one position. So, no, he's repairing his wings. So a bit of wing damage picked up there for Bugatti. But, you know, a good stop if he can come out in front of Juho Finn. A very long pit stop as we see the Toronto mechanics let him go. So Juho Finn, is he going to go for the overtake here? Oh, look at it. Juho Finn, love it.
So yeah, beautiful there. But in terms of the big movers on that one, I think it was Tom AJ making 7 places up, but also credit to the Brain, Jack and Joel moving up 3 places and 4 places respectively. So some bigger movers, but also some bigger losers here in Abiodun, the home hero, and also Ugi Azim, 14 places down.
Yeah, but Big C, are you surprised? You know, I do feel for Ugi Azim. He did a great qualifying lap. I mean, Ugi are really good friends. He does get a lot of criticism on these streams, but you know, rightfully so for Ugi Azim. 14 places down the start position. So Tom AJ has left the session and it's caused a traffic jam here. I wonder if it's caused a bit of damage. Oh my goodness.
Severe collision at the back of JP Greenwood. So, yeah. It's all kicked off under the safety car. Abiodun's been... JP's been given a stop penalty. It's all kicking off under the safety car here and people aren't behaving.
Yeah, but Big C, if there's a car that's disconnecting you, overtaking them, you know, why? Why would you overtake them? I don't get it.
I know, it's their fault. You can't overtake ghosted cars under the safety car. I remember Jay Bunchalas took the lead under the safety car one time and he just couldn't overtake it at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in season 50. There's Fraggle Paul, another penalty. And then what they don't know is you can't serve stop goes under the safety car. So it's going to be swing changes.
Oh, look at that. JP getting a fresh set of wing onto that car and he's away. He'll be really frustrated. So Ugi Azim making up a couple of positions. You know, that'll be good news for him. I believe the safety car may be looking to come in at the end of this lap as a field bunched together, Big C.
Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting spot. Yeah, I think that everyone has to stay behind Tom. You can't overtake him. He is still in the race. He can rejoin in P13. I think it was naivety. These guys, some of these guys have probably never raced under a safety car in a league race. So perhaps they're a little bit excited to make a few gains. But yeah, it will be AMK on the safety car restart. Well, we've not had the message from race control just yet.
And Big C, we're getting criticisms on the stream. You know, we said that JP came in for a fresh set of wing, but you know, it is a fresh set, isn't it? You could up the.
It's a fresh front wing.
You can definitely up the front wing as well coming into the pits. In these types of conditions, it may be useful, but personally, I would lower it, dial a bit more understeer into the car. You know, what would you do, Big C?
Yeah, Aaron, I have to agree. And obviously, when it tries out, you want to have a bit more oversteer in the car. So it just depends on the conditions. You've got to react. You've got to be proactive in the decisions.
Yeah,
as the safety car is in this lap, Aaron.
Yeah, has it gone in already?
Oh no, I think there's going to be another lap. So perhaps there was a bit of a false alarm. I think this happened during your pre-season race where it popped up early and came in the other lap, the next lap.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? I mean, it gives people a chance to really slow down. And, you know, some people might be lethargic after the restart. You know, some people might just be very relaxed, in a relaxed state of mind. They might, you know, just not pay enough attention to some of the corners. Obviously, in these conditions, you know, at slow speed behind the safety car, you're not testing the limits of a car under these conditions. I think, look at it, Big C, it's drying out. I think if somebody was brave enough, they would have gone in for
Yeah,
dry
someone has to
tyre.
go for the dry tyres. You might as well, if you like to JP Greenwood, maybe even Bugatti or someone like that, just get a set of slicks on and just give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. It's
But Big
drying
C,
out
they
very
should have gone
fast.
in the previous lap and joined at the back of the safety car. You remember Fisichella in 2008 Brazil found himself up in 5th place in a very slow Force India. You know, people can profit in these types of conditions if you go in early for the slicks. It's a risk, but, you know, safety cars going in. I don't know, Big C. I don't know. I'm not out there.
I agree. Aaron, it does look very dry now as Tom's rejoined, so perhaps he can get back in for the safety car restart. But Aaron, it does look very dry out there.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to gamble. You know, we're going to have a look at the tyres to see if somebody gambles. But if you put on a set of mediums, you're not going to make it to the end of lap 5. You have to go a little bit further. You know, people might have to dilly and dally around at this moment in time.
Yeah, but Aaron, you can gain many seconds under when you're on a 6 set of tyres if it is ready. Perhaps it's another lap away, but it's not far off. Someone surely will get the gamble as the safety car does come in.
Yeah, we will keep our eyes. Safety car goes in. What will AMS do after restart? AMK looking to bolt. There he goes. Oh, he's away. I think there might be movements there, Big C. I don't see anybody veering into the pit lane at the back. But it's a good start there from AMK. AMS very close there as well. There might be some people going in. Tom AJ, it's a slow start. What a Fraggle pulls off, Big C. What about Sutty? Juho's off.
Sorry,
Juho's
a bit
off.
of battling at the front. Sorry, Aaron, there's battling going on the front. It's up Sophie a little bit while there, but Dano looking to use his Mercedes-Benz power. Joel Manu as well. There's yellow flags out there. Ugi Azim and Tom do indeed pit the dry tyres. So Ugi Azim could be one to watch. But Aaron, it's all going on. Ashbest, Froome and CC Brain into the hairpin.
Oh.
Ashbest round the outside. It's got all this action all going on here. And it's got Manu and Dano.
Yeah.
Manu and Dano side by side.
Big C. He needs to get the move done, does Joel? Can he do it? You know, there's lack of grip here. Can he get it around the outside? Oh, I think Dano's going to plant it, but he leaves space. Joel putting a phenomenal shift in. Look at the grip in that Toro Rosso there. And I'm seeing on Jack Tyler's POV, will he be thirsty for some action? Joel has to slot back in, and surely it's going to be time for drives. Ugi Azim gambling very early. Some of these guys have surely got to come in, and Jack Tyler down the inside. It's a very tricky corner through the Sachs curve, and Giuliano Manu losing another position. The wet weather specialist. Surely somebody's got to gamble here. Juho Finn is out. See you later, son.
Anyone decides to pet here, and Ugi Azim does appear to be losing time to the likes of JP Greenwood, so perhaps it's not dry tyres just yet, maybe another lap, but it's not far off. Look at the track, there's barely any spray at all.
Yeah, I'm perplexed, Big T. I mean, Bugatti's took a gamble, you know, fair play to him. I like to see drivers take a few risks, you know. I would have gone in, but I guess some people are maybe looking towards the one stop as we see AMS come down the straight here. I don't know if he's close enough. For a move. No, he's not. Who is? Is anybody close? Abby Oden or Warren Haig? Big C. Have a look at this.
Yeah, I'm having a look, but I don't think anyone's going to be trying any ballsy dive bombs into the hairpin. No, everyone very respectful of what here, and Ugi Azim is using all chunks of time. Perhaps Bugatti will fare a lot better.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the monitoring on Bugatti at the moment. I don't know if he's closing, though. He's losing time to JP Greenwood. That's never a good sign, is it?
No, it isn't, but obviously the medium tyres will take up a bit of time to get up to temperature, and the other tyres will have the same problem. So we'll see how things tick off. But it looks a very dull lap. Not much going on just yet.
Oh, very dull safety car restart. Not much going on. A few drivers spanning in the background. Ugi Azim is catching Bugatti. Bugatti losing time to JP Greenwood. So nobody prepared to gamble at this stage. Somebody's gone in. It's Dano.
They're gambling.
Yeah. Top 4 are gambling, so this is quite interesting. You know, it could work for you, it could work against you. You know, Bugatti isn't catching JP, so a lot of drivers in the pits. I think those who are staying out may initially profit from this. But will AMS get out in front of AMK? No, he can't. What about further behind? Look at this. Sophie out comfortably, but Abby Oden was the battle of the pit stops. I think the Haas is going to get out in front of him. The Warren Haig has come back
Here
out.
JP Greenwood's going to set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Unbelievable!
Greenwood.
Look at him, he's squirming out there. Now, Big C, let's just watch this. JP Greenwood, will he catch Dano? There's action behind. I don't want to watch that. I want to see if JP can catch Dano. This is going to be representative of the conditions. If JP can catch Dano, it's definitely too early. So JP will use this as a marker as to when to switch over to the slick tyres. So, and I believe Big C, he might catch in the braking zone. Just talk us through this as he comes down.
Yeah, I did see DRS enabled earlier in the lap, so that bit is ready. But JP is, the dry tyres just aren't up to temperature. Well, JP is just, he's comfortable in these conditions. We saw him set the fast out of the rate. He knows what to do in these wet conditions. JP, bit of oversteer there, has to back off. Surely Ashbest will make the move on his former friend. As Ashbest has gone off, Ashbest has gone well wide. The former champion, well wide. And Warren Hayes surely be looking to use all of his experience. Can't make the move.
No, so I think it might be time to some degree. But now we've got to look here. Joliana Manu and Jack Tyler. Where are they going to come out? In relation to some of the other drivers, particularly, the leaders. So Joel, I believe, was fourth behind Robot Sophie. And he's held up there. No, he's come out right alongside Jack Tyler. So we are going to look here where the likes of AMS and Robot Sophie come out, and they're going to come out right behind Jack Tyler. So Jack's going to be struggling, on those tyres. They're not warm enough. Look at that. Everybody coming out side by side here, Big C.
Yeah, suddenly it's going on Manu nearly into the back of AMS, but his tyres will be hot. So Sophie surely will look to make the move. But AMS also looks to be struggling out there with Jack Tyler leading the crew. But look at Ewan. AMK's had an amazing lap there. He's 5 seconds clear.
Yeah, Joliana Manu, Big C on AMS. AMS goes defensive down the inside. It's not the line you want. Going into the hairpin. And Joel breaks far later. Oh, he slung himself out too wide. Does AMS give him space on the outside? Yes, he does. He might be running out of hers. He's got to make the move here. He's got to make the move. AMS, just about leaving him enough space. If I was Joel, I'd run him out wide. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, Big C.
That is how you do it, and Dano is now ahead of CC Brain for P7 as well, so it's all kicking off what Ewan flying from his decided to stay out on his intermediates.
Yeah, well, I don't think the man's ready yet. I think he just wants to put on a set of mediums and just may have a comfortable one-stopper towards the end, but he is going to come out in a very shoddy position. He's losing all sorts of time. Stayed out one lap too many, I'm sorry, son. But, that means Jack Taylor's up into second and Joliana Manu up into third.
Yes, indeed, but interestingly enough here, AMS is the highest medium runner and will look to go to the end of the Grand Prix. The softs will not go to the end.
Yeah, but what the problem AMS will have is getting those tyres up into temperature. He might have to do a lot of backing with some of these drivers on soft tyres and Robot Sophie looking to make her mark here, Big C. Just look at her go.
Yeah, she's looking very strong in the 14 girl with Mercedes-Benz horsepower through the parabolica. It should be an easy move for Robot Sophie. I think Sophie has got the move from easily there, currently the faster of the two drivers. So yeah, a good move there from Sophie. And she looks to close on Joliana Manu just ahead.
And Dano, Big C, making a mockery of AMS, who's not showing any fight. If I was AMS and I was on mediums, I would make sure I hold up those guys on soft runners, because that means I wouldn't be left vulnerable towards the end. If I can cost them time, it makes my race a lot easier.
Yeah, Dano round the outside, nearly greatly into the mobile one curve. Round the outside, Dano, and AMS has the high ground and maintains the position. So yeah, great battling there from Dano, but Dano through into the Sachs curve on AMS. Oh, Dano's round.
Yes, they're both round. Lovely. This is what I came to see. AMS squirming around at the back. I feel sorry for him. Oh, I do feel sorry. And look at them. They're rejoining in unison here in 9th and 10th. And now they're behind Warren Haig, who gets out of the way. Very strange from Haig. I think maybe he felt a bit sorry for him, having a bit of sympathy of his own. But Abby Oden, I think he could make an attack on the pair of them. The tyres are going to be shot. This is a perfect opportunity for someone like Abby Oden to make their move, Big C. They've got to do something.
Yeah, it is Aaron, but CC Brown is right behind Ashbest in the other Williams. Ashbest is struggling to form, lacking confidence as the home crowd cheers CC Brown on through the parabolica. Claire Williams sets out, and JP Greenwood sets another fastest lap in the Ferrari. So JP loving this circuit in a minute. But Aaron, I think further back up small QC.
Ooh. Yeah, I can see Haig. I think he fancies a piece of the action here as well. Looking for some points, but Abby Oden behind his teammate AMS, he will want to make that overtake on him very soon. He's got in front of Dano. But yeah, I think CC and Ash is another battle that we could definitely be watching. I think our viewers, I think they're quite bored at the moment, aren't they? Not enough action compared to France.
No, there isn't enough action so far, but I think once we get, I think there's lots of action. There's lots of AMS, Abiodun, Dano, Warren, Hay. There's going to be the two Williams as well. But I think the difference in strategy and the wet weather, the changeover, sort of affected the battles.
Yeah, but Abiodun lining up AMS, this could be quite interesting. I'm going to stay with this rather than the Ash Best battle. I think this is just a bit more closer, so we can ride on board here with Abiodun as Warren Hayes picks up a penalty. This is a good opportunity for Abby. He's got the car homed in and now he's got to go overtake. It's now or never, isn't it? AMS surely he's got to think about defending. He goes up to 4. He's thinking about putting the overtaking to defend. Abiodun going to make the move around the outside, and AMS will have no answer into the braking zone. He tries. They both go wide, and AMS gets the braking spot on him. Abiodun surely has to retaliate around here. Surely, Big C.
Yeah, into the Mercedes-Benz section, down the inside, in front of his home crowd, but AMS turns in as he should. He had the ground, he had the high ground, as calls it. It's Abiodun. He was tapped by Dano. More dodgy driving again from the Mercedes driver. It was with AMS the first time, and now it was Abiodun. Disgraceful.
I feel sorry for Warren Hagel. He's going to go around the outside, and look at that. Dano just pulls out of it. I felt sorry for Abiodun, their hometown hero. Well, tears, Big C, tears in the grandstands. I can just see the tears in the German fans. Abiodun dropping out of the points. Oh, it's just a sorry sight. Dano did let him go, so compliment to him. Hey ho, what about CC Brain, Big C? On Ash, is this getting quite feisty here?
It is, but it looks like CC and Ash are working together, not using much ERS. Both drivers are currently on over 90% of the ERS. Ash currently over CC Brain only in medium, so CC is quite comfortable behind Ash. Clearly the fast club to Ash on the soft, CC Brain on the mediums, and nearly collects the back of the Williams ahead. So yeah, with these two guys, CC Brain looks the fast for the two, and based on F1 form, it's no surprise CC well clear of Ash Best.
Big C, Dano and Abiodun are having a right scrap.
Oh, Dano's off again!
Wind has gone this time, and let's look at Ugi Azim as he goes past Dano. It'll bring him a bit of joy in what has been a disastrous race so far for Ugi Azim. Not even a safety car could save this man. He's already had one to bring him out of jail, but this man wants to be behind bars. He's just not going anywhere. Look at him in the grass. I feel sorry for him, Big C. Starting 4th on the grid, and that's where he is at the moment. 13th.
A disaster for Ugi Azim. We're in a safety car. He doesn't get penalties. Could be saving him this evening. But what about Dano? 3 incidents with the McLaren this race. It's just been a disaster for Dano. Some disgraceful driving, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know, Big C. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is. So
yeah,
CC Brain, surely he's got to think about making a move on Ash Best. Maybe Ash Best is quicker on those yellows, and CC's just using the DRS buffer really. Maybe save a bit of fuel and run a tidy race. But if it's affecting his race time, then I don't know. CC is the highest placed driver on those mediums, so strategically this is good for him.
It is indeed. Obviously it is a short pit lane round the Hockenheim, so I believe MK will probably win this Grand Prix quite quickly. CC Brain will be looking at a podium in front of his home crowd.
And Big C, Warren Hayes has been battling Sooty over the last
Bugatti versus
Big C,
Abiodun.
Yeah.
But keep an eye. Abiodun looking, runs wide, locks up the brakes side. Bugatti has the outside line, and looked up the inside line through into the Mohawk. Bugatti very aggressive there on the oversteer. Abiodun takes the defensive line. Will maintain the position as he comes through the Sachs curve. Bugatti going to be beautiful run round the outside of the Sachs curve. Surely not Bugatti, round the outside of Abiodun. Abiodun surely pushes the wide right. Bugatti still has the inside line for the next contact.
Yes, that's what I came to see. Bugatti and Abiodun, more tears in the grandstands. It's just not going right for Abiodun. I feel sorry for him, but you know what? That's what we wanted to see, Big C. We just love a bit of action, we love a bit of drama, but what could Bugatti have done? So much understeer in that Toro Rosso. If he's in equal cars, he could run side by side, but there is just no grip in that Toro Rosso. As is there no grip for Abiodun? So it was
Here is Sutty
inevitable.
DCFC on Warren Haig. Sorry, down through the parabolic on Warren Haig. Great slate. He loves breaking that. He's going to run him off. But the up and under there from the Mercedes driver, it should be see you later, mate. It is see you later. So Sutty as he goes past one.
I think Warren's going for one back, Big C. I just know it. Look at this. Oh no, Haig thinks better of it. You know, on the medium tyres, the 4th highest runner on that tyre compound. You know, I do think Warren Haig deserves a faster car. I do think he does. You know, it's unfair for him to be churning out races in a house. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm looking at the guys ahead. But I'm surprised Robert Sophie is in a Force India, considering she is, you know, a good F3 driver. So it's quite surprising there. But we've got to respect the decisions from the admins. As CC Brain's only 3 tenths behind Ashbez, surely CC will have to get the yellows out and stop putting on a show for his German crowd.
Because Flying Throne, Big C, also on the mediums, you know, 1 lap fresher tyres, you know, is right behind this pair. So CC will need to make a move on Ashbez, surely. And I think there's been some agreements made in the Williams camp. Ashbez goes defensive, so he wants to defend his position now, surely. Yes, he does. But what about Flying Throne? Will Flying Throne have something to say? He does the up and under, but no downforce in the back of that. So we'll see if Sutty's going to come back at Warren Haig in just a moment as we see them come through this dodgy corner. No action there. We'll see Sutty here, Big C, on Warren Haig. Will something happen here?
But no, it's a tricky overtaking manoeuvre, especially on a driver such as Warren Haig, as he tries to take the outside line. Haig will surely doesn't run him out of road. But I think Sutty's looking to make the move into the next couple of corners, but no, Warren Haig's got the traction, he's got the purchase in the Haas.
Go back on board with CC here, Big C, right behind Ashbez. Something could happen here, I'm just worried.
Yeah, as we see the Sud curve, turn 17 once again. Ashbez struggling on those soft tyres, CC Brain. The inform man at the minute certainly far superior to Ashbez at the minute, full of confidence in front of his home crowd. Ashbez a little bit of oversteer through turn 1. Throne is in the fast of the cars, but obviously got Renault power against Mercedes power. Throne down the inside. Looks to have a little move, scares the Brain out of the way there, but I think CC has to get moving on Ashbez done soon, because Ashbez is holding them up slightly.
Yeah, I think CC will, you know, throw no punches. It's his home crowd. He needs to make the manoeuvre. What can CC Brain do? Ashbez goes to the inside. CC trying around the outside. Is he going to pull the up and under here? Yes, put it up to 4. Put it up to 4. It's too late. What's he doing? He's left it in high. I'd go for overtake and put a bit of a threat in. It's just not aggressive enough from CC, is it, Big C? You know, waiting too long. You know, what is he waiting for? Waiting for Godot?
Yeah, I have to agree, and CC is certainly, you know, the only thing I'll say about he's a nice guy, maybe too nice to win races at this level. And you know, perhaps he's not aggressive enough, but we'll wait and see how it plays out. CC has to shut it down the inside. That is a QPR beast. Even yourself, you just chuck it down the inside and get the job done. So yeah, CC is ruining his own race with the likes of AMS and Throne right behind.
Yeah, and AMS is coming, but now surely he's got to make the move here. I'd go to overtake, no. Maybe I'd wear out Ashbez's, you know, ERS, but it's just not working to his favour. Flying Throne could put CC under threat. You know, if I was Throne, I'd be saying, you know, get a move on. You know, it is. He's taking his time. Surely now, put it into overtake. You've got too much ERS here. What can CC do? He's got the DRS behind Ashbez. Both these drivers in the PSGL F1 lead. One doing better than the other. But CC surely has the move done. Will Ash accept it? Yes, he's got to, hasn't he? But he's doing the up and under there. Big C, take us through this.
Yeah, CC got the job done. See you later. Ashbez surely will try and have a go back, but goes down into number 1 for the air. So yeah, he surrendered the position as Dano sets the back on the Grand Prix. So yeah, CC finally makes the runs with his yellow flags. It's Bugatti here, and it's Bugatti on the pit straight. He's done an Adrian Sutil out the final corner, spinning out. So yeah, shocker there for Bugatti after being the showman. At the
JP's behind.
Thrown down the inside of Ashbez at the Sachs curve. I think that's done. See you later. Throne's got it done.
I didn't expect him to make a move there. We missed that on camera, but Flying Throne, embarrassing Ashbez. Now, what does Ashbez do behind? You know, does he protect his position here from AMS? He does. He does not want to surrender another one. Ashbez feeling humiliated by Flying Throne there, but surely AMS will not stick around here. He wants to get this race back underway. JP Greenwood, Big C, I believe, has overtaken Abiodun out on track. But
that's
we'll stay on board with
JP Greenwood. Yeah, as we come through the parabolical once again, AMS in the Renault powered McLaren, but Ashbest does go defensive. He wants to defend from his former teammate. They won the constructors together in F1, but yeah, Ashbest should go late on the brakes, but AMS round the outside of the hairpin. He would have the traction, he'll have the high ground, and he does. He has the racing on, and job done. Ashbest down to P8 with the medium glass going to the end. Ashbest has to stop again, so a bit of a shocker there from Ash.
Bugatti's out. Will that mean another safety car? Is it like the percentage? Abby Odom, Big C, battling JP Green with JP protecting the inside. It's like ruining the hometown heroes race. But will Abby Odom have a go back at the Ferrari? JP Greenwood enjoying himself out here tonight, Big C.
Yeah, a great show from JP Green. He set like 3 or 4 fastest laps of the race so far today. So yeah, JP is attuned to this circuit. He wants a few world championship points, and who knows what he can produce in the Scarlet Red Ferrari as so he picks from people.
AMS on CC here is getting quite close for comfort.
I think CC's Williams just isn't fast enough. That's why Froome's passed him. Froome's Renault is miles faster, and the McLaren is a good bit faster as well. So yeah, CC does a great job to get this far up, but his car is just not good enough as AMS activates the DRS through the parabolica once again. It should be an easy move. CC Brain not want to defend too hard. He takes the inside line, but I think AMS will have the power to make the move into the hairpin.
Breaks himself. Surely I'd shut the door, run him out wide. Oh, quite a lot of respect there. I would have just pushed AMS off. But CC Brain doing a fine job protecting his position. Go to the inside. This is a race long battle. AMS shoves it down the inside. Very weak defending from CC Brain. From a hometown hero, Big C, you'd expect him to defend a bit harder.
I would have, but see, it's Warren Haig and Sutty DCFC into the Mercedes-Benz complex, and Warren Haig round the outside. What a manoeuvre for one of the most experienced drivers around. Warren Haig up to P9.
Yeah, Abby Odom, Big C now. You know, will he have a go at JP? JP doing a fine job defensively, Big C. Look at that, he's wrenching the car around. This evening, Tom AJ also joining the party. Abby Odom, you know, I feel sorry for this man. He's having a disaster. He's having a mare.
He certainly is, but I'll have to take credit to JP. I think his steering looks a lot smoother than usual, so I think JP knows this track. He loves this circuit. I think, you know, he's driving beautifully this evening.
Yeah, well, maybe he's given the pad out to, you know, a family member or someone to just help him out. But look at that. This looks like a very scrappy battle, Big C. You know, you just expect something to happen here.
Yeah, you do indeed. As Abby Odom looks to make the move down the inside, but no, JP's got the horsepower, but Abby Odom has got the tyres. So can he make the move on the Scarlet Red Ferrari through the parabolica section? Abby Odom looking to make a move inside and outside. He goes to the outside line. JP on the inside, but Tom AJ and Tom AJ
yeah,
looking to get in the mix. They're going to be through the bed.
Oh, this looks disgusting, Big C. JP's... Oh, he's let them both go, but will he come back at him? Tom, what a fantastic move. Now, he needs to make this one stick there. Will JP have a go at either of them? Is he feeling a bit ballsy? Oh, look at that. Abby Odom goes wide, and Tom gets the move done. What about JP Greenwood? No, he can't. He's running out of tyre grip on those yellow tyres. Surely one of these two have got to come into the pits. It's not looking likely for either of them to get points. Ash Best is in the pits now, Big C. He's not going to come out in a good position. He might actually come out near this trio of cars who are battling so furiously over positions, you know. It is really a bleak Grand Prix, but it will play out as we reach the business end of the race.
Certainly will, Aaron.
And well, Ash Best come out.
P9 back, so a bit clearer there, but he's got lots of time to make it with the medium guys going to the end of the Grand Prix.
Yeah. Abby Odom now, when he come back at Tom here for the final point, you know, he's going to the end. Both of these drivers planning to go to the end in their current tyre compound. It's a tough ask, but here we go. Abby Odom, this is for the final point. Tom AJ looking to defend from the inside. The man's had rotten luck recently, and Abby Odom, oh my goodness me! Yeah, surely he'll call it a day now.
One of the worst overtaking maneuvers I've ever seen that happened. Reminiscent of Maxi Luca back in season 17 the F1 when he took two smooths out of the Grand Prix. But it was Abby Odom, he was trying a Daniel Ricciardo, going for the dummy, then the inside. But yeah, an embarrassing move there from the home hero, and it's been a bit of a disaster. It
has. I wouldn't be surprised to see that car ebbed into the barriers very soon. Joliana Manu's in the pits. He'll be looking to come out in front of Robot Sophie here, Big C. Is he going to do it? Robot Sophie around the outside. Joel's had history with her.
He certainly has, but Robot Sophie has got the hotter tyres, and she's got the Mercedes-Benz engine through the Parabolica, but she's staying in the second engine mode, the medium mode. I think she's happy to stay behind Joliana Manu.
Oh, I think I would as well, you know, following the history these two have, you know, on the track, may I further add. You know, these two have had a run in, you know, before, so Sophie's probably thinking I'll keep myself safe and get my first points of the season, you know, the debutant in FP returning back to where she rightfully belongs, Big C. But, you know, further behind, you know, look at this, Abby Oden in the pits, you know, he's only got the fastest lap to battle for, so him and JP could be in for a tussle for, you know, the wooden spoon here this afternoon. But there's no other battles out on track. Jack Tyler pitting, he's in second place, so it'd be interesting to see where he feeds back out. Will he come out in front of Flying Frame or probably behind? So Jack Tyler may have to do a little bit of overtaking, so that will be our battle here. But look at this, AMS going around the outside of Jack Taylor, who's emerged from the pit lane. But Jack probably got to be patient here, use the DRS, get past him on the straight, job done, got the podium, onto the next one. That's what he's got to do. Can he do it, Big C? Can he be sensible and make a good pass?
I think it's going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy for Jack Tyler through the Parabolica. Mercedes-Benz power, easy.
Yeah, Ash Best, Big C on CC Brain. There's a battle here. It's getting furious between the two Williams drivers.
It certainly is, Aaron. Shoulders up. I'm sorry CC's had to pit again, but obviously the Williams car wears just not good, so we're going to have a juicy battle through the Parabolica. US to Ash Best on the left, CC Brain on the right, through, down, into the hairpin. CC Brain surely will not break too late. It's not one to go too aggressive, but we'll have the inside, cuts the corner slightly and goes into the side of Ash Best. Was there any wing damage for either car?
No, I didn't see any debris flash, but Ash Best will not appreciate that, you know. CC here, he's battling for pride. You know, oh, JP's out, Big C. Oh no, I don't know what's happened. JP's out of the race. Oh,
and Abiodun was off the track as well, so I'm not sure what happens between those two. Hopefully we can share some light in the chat for us. But yeah, all sorts of problems there.
I don't know if Abiodun's picked up damage. No, he looks fine. I don't know, Big C. I honestly don't know, but Ash Best and CC is the main tussle here for 8th place, and they'll be catching Warren Hay, who's on 17 lap old tyres. You know, Big C, get JP
out
in.
Of the Grand Prix.
Get him in for a quick chat, if you can.
Oh, Abiodun is out. The home hero, Aaron. One of the worst performances at a home Grand Prix I've ever seen in my life. Aaron, you've had a few shocking Indian Grand Prix yourself, but Aaron, a shocking German Grand Prix for Abiodun.
Big C, I'm just going to further add, the British Grand Prix is my home Grand Prix. I don't know where you got that from.
Aaron, CC Brain's gone late on the Parabolica. Blocked up, it's personal. It's a personal by Akbest down the inside of CC Brain. CC Brain's going to go to Akbest, cuts the corner, surely runs him off. And he doesn't, he gives him enough on the exit of the circuit. I will look to get JP in any minute.
That's fine, it'll be good to get some words, but look at this, CC Brain on Ash Best. Oh, yeah, runs wide, but around the outside will go Ash Best. CC doesn't want to yield into this corner, can be risky, but CC does the correct thing and slots in behind as we head up through onto the Sachs curve here, Big C. And, you know, I think everybody's made their pit stops now. So, Flying Frame is in second, but he'll be under threat from Jack Tyler, who is hunting him down. Will he make the move down the end of the straight? Surely Flying Frame has got to let him go and just concentrate on the wider race here. Yes. Phenomenal, Big C.
Yeah, I think Jack Tyler's drove a very mature race. For a young man, he drove very maturely, but it's corner penalties with Jack Tyler. You've just got to be careful out there.
What about CC here, Big C? Just talk us through this.
Yeah, I think CC, it's got 100% of the air, so CC very happy, but you know, I think he's quite settled behind Ashbest. You know, he's not using his air. He doesn't want to back to Ashbest, one of the most aggressive drivers around. You know, Ashbest currently not hitting the heights of F1, so very frustrated out there.
Yeah, I don't know why CC. No, Big C, I don't know why CC isn't really pumping it up. Obviously, putting Ashbest for fun, put him under relentless pressure. Maybe CC's trying to play the long game. Let's wear him out, you know, get the gone a bit. But you can't do that if you don't put the other car under pressure. I'd be more than happy to just lower my ERS down the straight as a defending vehicle. You know, so CC really needs to put a bit more impetus into this battle if he wants to beat Ashfest. Otherwise, Warren Haig, you know, is going to leave with a good position. But Warren Haig not comfortable in finishing the race on those mediums. He doesn't think he's going to be able to make them last. So probably looking to eye up that final point, I think, just to emerge ahead of Uzi, maybe behind. So a well-timed pit stop there for Warren Haig. I think he might have had a time penalty or something. But yeah, we'll come out behind Uzi, so that will be his battle until the end of the race. So Joliana Manu not really catching AMS either on those yellow tyres. You know, you'd think Joel would be battling for a podium, you know, with drivers in front on much worn tyres, but it's not happening.
No, it's not. It's not maybe because buying a time where he's trying to start to get too many corners from the penalty. Obviously, it's so easy to turn up, turn one, and there's a few other corners at the end of the lap to get corners from the penalty. So perhaps he's just taking it easy. But yeah, I thought Joel would be right on the back of it's a 3-minute AMS, but you know, there's still 7 laps remaining, so we'll see how it plays out.
Maybe he's just saving his ERS, just getting it to a position where he knows he can attack the car in front. You know, it's good to be patient, but you know, on those yellows, you do need to make that move very quickly before, you know, those tyres are no longer sufficient enough to be able to produce some wheel-to-wheel combat. But you know, Joliana Manu really waiting for his opportunity, cuts a corner there. But yeah, he's gone up to high down the straight. So Joliana Manu not really closing in on AMS, and that's just not good enough, is it, Big C?
I think we just talk about the Williams drivers. CC Brent is clearly the faster of the two, and I think it's time to get the move done and try and pull away from that rest because CC Brent is faster.
Yeah, surely he's got to go down to the overtake mode. He stays in high, so I don't particularly understand that, Big C. I do have to question his commitment, you know, his passion, and most importantly, his pride this evening.
Perhaps soon, but you know, the highest he can finish today is P7, the circuit 18 seconds ahead, so perhaps he's waiting towards the end of the race because Ashfest is in 28% of the years, while CC's in 80%, so yeah, CC's managing it very well. Yeah,
but managing is one thing, you know, getting the move done is another, so you know, CC playing the long game, maybe looking to get the move done and then pull away, get Ashfest out of the DRS with, you know, the amount of DRS he's got. So, you know, Ashfest defending this well, but you know, he is vulnerable, and surely CC Brain must be smithing the rear end here of Ashfest as we approach the business end of a German Grand Prix here in Formula Performance with Big C in the commentary blocks alongside myself, Iran. Here we go. As we start lap 29, oh, CC runs wide of Big C. I am disappointed in this man. He's just not doing what he needs to do to get past Ashfest. He's got 100% ERS. Surely he'll go into the overtake. He does, Big C, he does. Is it a little too late?
I think it is a little bit too late. Too far behind again.
Yeah, I think further up front, AMS is catching the back end of flying zone, and then Joel will also be joining the party soon, so that could set up an interesting three-way tussle there. Flying zone has got a penalty out of Joel. Don't think AMS does, so it should be interesting for the final podium position, in my opinion.
Yeah, certainly will be.
And you know what? I will refuse to give this airtime to these drivers if, you know, CC doesn't put Ashfest under any threat, because I think people like Warren Haig deserve airtime as they're approaching the back end of Uzi Azim. You know, I will switch off this battle and ignore it.
I think the time is now. I think CC has got the he's got the pace, he's got the tyres, so
yeah, I don't want to see it, Big C. I want to see Warren Haig versus Uzi Azim very shortly, so I will switch off this battle and cut the airtime off as we switch to Warren Haig behind Uzi Azim. Ignore what goes on in front. Warren Haig here on the back of Uzi Azim. This should be quite an interesting battle here. Uzi Azim having a torrid evening here, but Warren Haig looking to find the scalp as he puts Uzi Azim under pressure, but Warren Haig knows he can't make the move there. But surely he could produce a bit of threat here. Surely he'll go up to overtake. He goes up into high as Uzi. No, Warren Hay goes into none. So that's quite interesting, isn't it, Big C? He's looking to size up Uzi. He wants to toy around with him a little bit. You know, when Uzi
has only got 10% of his errors. So he's jumping to like 10% here. So I think Uzi was very vulnerable out there.
Yeah, I do agree, Big C. But, you know, there's something special about seeing a driver like Warren Hay with such experience drive around this circuit, you know. It just is, you know, what people pay to see. You know, I can see
here at Ashbest's defensive in stone as CC Brain looks to go around the outside. Ashbest cuts the corner to defend the position there. I think CC Brain's had enough. He needs to get moving. He wants to get the move. Ashbest on 30% of the years. CC Brain on 80%. So here it has to be now. It just has to be.
It has to be Big C, but I know Warren Hagen and Uzi are back now. All stay on board here. Tom AJ's out. Tom AJ is out. But what about this? CC Brain making a move on Ashbest. Ash has got to go defensive. He will pump that brake pedal as late as possible. It locks up slightly, but CC Brain making a cultured overtake around the outside as further behind. Warren Hagen makes the move on Uzi Azim for 9th, but Warren does have penalties. Will Ashbest come back at him? Oh, he can't. CC Brain's got to pull away now. He's got the momentum. He's got the car. He's got the ELF Ashbest, you know, outclassed this evening.
I couldn't agree any more or any less. So yeah, CC Brain up to P7 Ashbest pair, but Warren Hay up to a good P9 in that last final. There's drivers such as Sophie and flying through them faster cars than them, despite being faster drivers. So yeah, a good shot there from Warren Hay up to P9.
Yeah, but Jolion and Manu not really putting AMS under any pressure. You know, there are a couple of laps to go, and Joel, if he gets within that DRS window, you know, AMS is going to be vulnerable as Joel pumps the brake pedal as much as he can to just get as much ERS as possible. Joel going into the overtake, is that a smart move at this stage, Big C? It is, isn't it? To get into that DRS window. It's so crucial.
He needs to get to DRS, and it's 8/10 of a second, so yeah, Joel doing the right thing, but now he needs to save that factory back.
He needs to go into low, Big C. He cannot go into zero. It's complete ineptness if you go into zero through here. You have to stay in 1. I don't understand it, Big C, because he's just going to lose a bit more time. You know, understandably he needs the ERS, but 0 is very risky. You know, he needs to get into that DRS window. What is he doing?
Yeah, I think through the traction zone 0 is not too bad. Like you see, it's like 8. I think AMS is in number 2, so yeah, Joel's got a little bit more ERS, but
he's got the DRS.
Yeah, crucial, but turn 1 here, and it's going to be crucial for Joel Yanamanu if he wants to make the move on 2 laps as we head on to the penultimate lap. AMS runs wide, but Joel takes it very fairly and very cleanly.
Yeah, and Big C, surely Joel's got to put the ERS up slightly through here to just close up on AMS, surely. What's Joel doing? Is he staying in 0? Come on, he's got to go to 3. He's got to go to 3 just to close up Big C, just to let AMS know that he's there.
Aaron, I think it's a wise move because AMS is down to 6% while Joel just stayed in 0. So very smart from Joel. Joel wants AMS on the final lap, and on the ERS, Joel will have the ERS, and now he's using overtake to close up again. So yeah, Joel sizing up for a last lap overtake rather than this lap.
Yeah, but if he wanted to use overtake, you should have used it down the straight. You've got a lot more, you know, speed with the DRS wide open. You can definitely up it by 5 miles an hour. It's a longer straight as well, but you know, this man knows what he's doing. He's experienced. He's been around the block. You know, Jenny from the block. We've got Jennifer Lopez, you know, who'll be waving the checkered flag, you know, and I'm sure Big C, you'd like to be her, Patty.
Certainly, as A&K starts the final lap of the Grand Prix, being driving boost with Jack Tar as well, final from the B3, but AMS versus Jolion Manu looks to be the battle to watch as we head on to the final lap at the Hockenheim Ring.
Oh, I love the way Joel came out of the corner there. AMS is going to be vulnerable down here. Joel looking to size this move up. He's got to go into overtake, not hot lap, overtake, and he does. He slips it down. AMS vulnerable. He has to go down to the inside. Jolion Manu fighting for a podium here. What is AMS going to do? He says, you know what? You can have it. AMS probably doesn't have a penalty, but Joel making a move and making it stick. Phenomenal, Big C. Shall we go further up front then? Back to...
A&K's out! Aaron, A&K, the race leader, is out!
Oh no! Does that mean Jack Tyler's going to win? Does that mean Jack Tyler's going to win? As he avoids the car that A&K is going to be, you know, an object in the side of the circuit. Big C thrown up into second, but Jack Tyler, could this be his first victory on the PSGL site? I don't think he's won before, Big C. I don't know if he's got any penalties. But Jack Tyler in the Sahara Force India, the Racing Point Force India, to the line. Has he won this race? He's crossed the line first. We're waiting for Flying Frome to come around the final corner. Frome's got a couple of penalties himself, but no. AMS up into second, so Jack Tyler's won this race. Sophie's on the podium.
Beautiful. What a lap. What a race. Jack Tyler is a race winner. Unbelievable. Aaron, AMS and Sophie down to penalties up to second and third with Frome and Joel for the victory. It's going to be CC Brain in front of his home crowd in P6 with Ashbeth 7th fighting off Warren Haig.
What a drive from Warren Haig. He drove phenomenally well there. You know, the amount he was pushing in that closing stage, you've just got to hold your hand up for Warren Haig. You know, man with such fight to come home in 8th place in the hats. You know, some say he deserves a quicker car. I agree. You know, Warren Haig, fantastic drive, but what about Jack Tyler? Let him have his moment in the sunshine here at the German Grand Prix. A phenomenal race victory. This man has gone through a lot on the PSGL site, but he is a race winner, and Jack Tyler wins here in Germany. Big C, just take us through these podium celebrations. He will be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, Jack Tyler on the top step of the podium at the legendary Hockenheim ring for the Star Force. VJ Mania looks on. Bob Fernley, Andy Stevenson, even Mike Gascoigne is there. Have you got the champagne? Hockenheim. So yeah, Jack Tyler wins.
Yeah, good podium there for Robot Sophie. You know, phenomenal drive for her. You know, I don't know if she has a mic, but it would be good to hear from her. But Jack Tyler is a race winner. Big C, you know, just take us through the order there. And Rain has come out of nowhere.
Jack Tyler taking his first win in the PSGL site ahead of AMS and Sophie, both getting no points penalties to take the podium place. Frome and Joel take 4th and 5th ahead of the Brain, the home hero. Ashbeth is in 7th ahead of Warren Haig. Oogie and Sutty went out the points, but Dano P11, a shocker. Lots of incidents there for Dano. AMK also crashing out on the final lap as he approached the final set. So Tom, Abiodun, JP, Bugatti, Fragglepool, Joe Finn and Mr. Grumpy also failed to score.
Fantastic, so, yeah. Big C. I'm just going to now just see if I can get a word with some of the podium finishers. So I'm going to suggest some people to the party, Big C, and I really do want to get a word from AMK if he is available today, because, you know, on the final lap, you know, if a man like him to crash out is very unusual. I'd also like to get a word from Giuliani Manu if possible. So AMS finished on the podium, didn't he? Or was it Flying Frome? Frome did, didn't he? We'll get a Frome in. So I've invited. Okay, can you give Jack Tyler an invite? I don't even know if he's appearing online. You know, no, he is. I haven't got a Sophie, Big C, so I'm just going to see if I can ruffle through and see if we can find her. I'll just see if I can ruffle through and then add her to the suggestion list. No, I can't find her. Big C, you're going to have to find Sophie. Alright, that's great. So I'll just get back onto the menus and we'll wait for people to join. Do we need a word from CC as well? Just get him in. He's a home Grand Prix. Yeah. We need a word from a hometown hero. You know, just toss him an invite. But we'll just wait for the podium finishers and, you know, other parties as well to join the lobby. It might be quite a full one, but it'd be great to hear from some of these people. So a lot going on in the chat, you know, a lot of excitement. Big C, you know, Warren Haig says he picked up a penalty on the last lap, which cost him 5th, you know. So, you know, a lot of emotions after that race. You know, we're just getting people into the party. But while we do, Big C, shall we have a word with the man who won the race, Jack Tyler, for his first PSGL victory? You know, a special day. You must be over the moon. Oh, he's not even in the party, is he? Oh, no,
yeah, I'm here. Right. I can't believe it. I actually can't. I have no words. I actually have no words.
No tears, Jack. No tears.
I have no words. I can't speak. All I'm
No.
saying is just.
No, but if you have to thank, are there people that you'd like to thank for getting this victory? It's a special day for you.
I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but to be fair, I'm just gonna thank VJ Malia for putting faith into me. You know, he's the one who signed me for this race, and he's got his revenge worth, I think.
Yeah, well, if any man can, thank a crooked man such as VJ Malia, you're definitely fighting the right corner. But Jack, just talk us through, that last lap when AMK retired in front of you. You had to weave there. Was your heartbeat suddenly pumping a lot faster? Just describe us emotionally how you felt.
I was emotionally drained, but at the time I was trying to act. I was still focused on the race in case I had in the bottle as well. So, yeah, when I saw AMK retire, I did have a mini heart attack, but I just focused on the final corners for final sector, taking the victory. So, yeah.
Big C, any words for Jack Tyler?
No, I've got no questions, but well done, Jack. Hopefully it's the first of many. So, well done.
No, shall we now turn our attention, Big C, to the F2 admin flying Frome, who I know has been suffering an emotional time in the F2 league. Frome, things haven't been going right for you, DNF in here, DNF in there, but, you're back on the podium in the FP League, a league which you enjoy a lot more, it must be a sigh of relief for you, you put in a lot of hours of dedication on the site, and, it must just feel rewarding to just get something out of it in the end.
Yeah, well, I don't think I finished on podium because of penalties, as per usual. I think I dropped to fourth, but
fucking hell.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love FP. It's a breath of fresh air, especially yourself compared to F2. It's just nice, friendly atmosphere. Although it's not looking like that in the chat at the moment, but usually. Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. It's a good race as well. I was just trying to extend a 3-second gap to AMS because I assumed everyone, penalties around here are quite bad, especially turn 1. So I assumed I'd get away with it, but yeah, I ended up dropping a few places.
Yeah, well, people do get found out, when they finally cross the line, and you certainly did, unfortunately. But a great drive nonetheless to pick up 4th. Apologies for saying you were on the podium. You weren't. You finished 4th. Big C, any words for Frome before we move on to the next person?
We'll move on to the home hero, CC Brain. We were talking about how you and your father came to the German Grand Prix on many occasions in the grandstands, in front of the Sachs curve, and you put on a great show there, battling the likes of Ashbest. So, how was it driving in front of your home crowd?
Lovely. At least I didn't bottle it in the rain like my hero Sebastian Vettel did. But I was quite enjoying. Had some battle with Ash. I think they weren't really necessary, but I'll take it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there was some criticism of your lack of aggressiveness from the likes of QPR Beasts and even our very own here in F1. You don't seem to be the most aggressive driver when battling the likes of Akbest. Do you have any response to that?
I don't think you have to be aggressive all the time because this will only end in carnage. And you can also save good fuel and ERS behind other cars. So.
No, I totally understand, CC. You did a great job today, Unlike certain other drivers on the grid, you actually put up a display for your home fans and, got some useful points. So well done to you on that. Big C, who's next in the
AMK?
Well, I don't know if you should or I should.
You should.
Well, in FP we always say it how it is. We're very direct. We always spill the tea. We don't hold back. But AMK, for a man to start a final lap, heading, towards a victory, a race dominated from start to finish. In the final sector, you lost your car, you lost your wheel, and you lost a race win. What happened?
I was going around the corner, and then next thing I know, my controller just completely shut off. I had no control over the car as soon as I turned. So then it just straight into the wall it went. I couldn't do anything about it.
And do you think that's a lack of experience? You know, a lot of the older drivers on the grid, they charge their pads up, make sure it's fully charged.
No,
Some
I
even leave
had
the
it on the
charger in.
charger.
You know what happened? You know,
I had everything charged, everything plugged in, and it just completely went.
Well, I'm sorry that you experienced that, but can you just describe how that moment felt, emotionally? We talked about Jack Tyler, who felt emotionally delighted, but, what was the emotional impact for yourself, at that
I
moment
emotionally
in
want to
time?
shoot myself.
And, further to that, you've had issues in the F2 league, which we won't go into too much detail. There's rumours that you're quite discontent, at things in PSGL. Do you care to comment on those?
It's just people in F2. They don't know how to race cleanly, and it's just kind of ruining it in a way.
Big C, anything to add?
I'm not going to say names either.
Okay, there's been some suggestions that you should take the final F1 seat. Any response to that?
Whatever people want, I don't mind.
Big C, I should take that final seat.
That's fine. We need to move on to the final man. He retired very early on, and Mr. Grumpy. It's another disastrous performance race, and it looks like JP Greenwood is at the centre of it again. Can you shed any light on what went on with JP?
No, I'm not attacking him, but just people need to learn how to be patient at turn one, especially in the wet conditions. It's just like going for stupid moves on the inside when no need to.
No, I understand that, Grumpy, but a man of your experience, you've been racing 1,000 races, you've been this site for many years, you've pumped in many laps, you've clocked up the miles, to have that happen in 2 races in a row, failing to score any points, how does that feel?
It's just draining. Yeah, I'm just tired of it.
And you thinking about hanging up the boots, how does it make you feel, because you've been in the game for quite a while, a seasoned veteran, what's next?
Yeah, I don't even know.
No, well, Big C, anything to add for Mr. Grumpy?
I think we've heard plenty from Mr. Grumpy over the last couple of seasons, so let's move on.
Who else is here?
That's it.
Okay, you want to do the outro? I don't even know what the next race is.
Yeah, so there we have it. The German Grand Prix, and it was a new winner. Jack Tyler proves that dreams can come true. Next up, it is Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix, so we'll be back in 7 days' time.
And will, Abby Odom be out of reach for that one? We'll wait and see.